All right. Blowout alert coming to you live here, guys. Coming to you live. Um, Gonna go through the games here really quick. Wanted to go live earlier, was having some technical difficulties. Got it up and running. This is the app bringing it to you live right now. Miami Heat, Toronto Raptors, first game up. We're gonna run through the slate really quick. Give you a couple leans and the reason why. Tonight, I know the blowout alert saying Toronto by 3.5. Personally, I am on the plus 3.5 to Miami. I think this is a must-win game. As you see, conference ranked 10 versus ranked 6. Raptors going to make the playoffs. Miami Heat, they're on the bubble. They got to get some wins here. I think Bam Adebayo has a jump back game. This is a spot play for me. He had 7 and 14 the last two games, 9 rebounds, 9 rebounds. I think he's very good for 8 tonight. I like him for 8 rebounds. I think his 20 points is very much in play. And if we look here on the prop side of things, they should have Bam Adebayo here at points and assists at 23.5. I don't absolutely love that one. I'd rather just do away without the assists being a factor and take him for 20 points tonight. But if you wanted to take that, it does recommend the points and assists. It recommends that for the simple fact that he averages that line at 27.5. He should be able to get you a couple assists along with being right around 18 to 22 points. I like him for 20 tonight. Give me him for 20 points. All right. Another play I really like out of this one is down here. It's Jacob Pottle, 12.5 on the points and assists. I think this is a very active play. If you look, he can get you that just off of points alone. He typically gets you anywhere between 12 to 15 points, and he can get you a couple assists. He's not really an assist guy if you look at it here, but 1-3-3-1-1-4-3. But this is where that line is short. It's over here on the point side. And that's because he averages a good set of points. He's at 15.5 on that line on points and assists. So there's one player there for you off the Raptor side. And then we got Bam Adebayo off of the other side here. Now, if we want to go in and take a look at the matchup and see how he's performed, let's go ahead and jump in here and see. It's loading up the matchup data. There we go. So this is how he's performed against the Raptors over the last several games. He actually hasn't had a lot of 20-point games, to be honest with you. He's only had 2 of them out of the last 10. But I do like him in this spot tonight to get 20. He averages under that. He's a 15-point scorer against the Raptors. I also like Tyler Hero for 3 threes tonight. I think if he's going to score 20, they're going to need Hero to stretch the floor. If we want to go ahead and look at Hero, what he's done with threes here, um, and it kind of can recertify you. Sometimes you got to find your edge and what you believe. But this is what the app is telling us, right? Like it's telling us here's what Tyler Hero averages, right? Like he's probably the better play for 20 than Bam, honestly. He averages 21 and a half. Um, but the three-pointers made, look, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 4, 4, 1. They've given up some perimeter shots. Nobody really played well in that last game. I think tonight, Hero for 3, 3 threes, Bam Adebayo for 20 points and 8 rebounds. Um, I also like this, like I said, Jacob Pottle guy down here to get some scoring done. You can see the injury report right here. But that's where I stand on that one. Let's jump on over to the Celtics game versus Knicks. I'm here on the Celtics. Give me +5. They're really good on the road and they're really good at home. I know they're without Jaylen Brown tonight. But look, Derek White's going to play. Keta's going to play. This is going to be a really good game. I know the Knicks are 28-9 at home. They're a really good home team versus a road team. Celtics don't really vary. That's why I like the +5. If you're going to give me +5, I'll take that all day long. Couple great spot plays here. I think 15 points for Derek White is very much in play. He hasn't had a 15-point game, but one time in the last 5. This feels like a spot play without Jaylen Brown. He should have 15 tonight. He should get you 3 threes as well. An assist. Watch out for him on assists tonight. I think he's very alive to get you between 5 to 6 assists. If they have his line down there at 4.5, I think that's definitely a good play. Let's take a look at some of the props and where they got him. I do think the Jason Tatum line might be a little high up there around 40, 1.5 on the PRA. But as far as his points go, I like his point total for 25 tonight. Now, if we want to take a look at that, Tatum's been at 23, 23, 23, and 25 over the last 4 games. Sat this one out. Before that, 32, 26, 19, and 16. Those are like some of his first games back. He really hasn't had many under 20-point scoring games since his return. Without Jaylen Brown in the lineup tonight, 25 feels like a pretty darn good spot. He's also active for a triple-double, in my opinion. If you look at where he's at, he just missed it by 1 assist over here versus Milwaukee. He hit it against Miami, and he was just short against Toronto by 3 assists. The only game he really didn't have triple-double potential was this Charlotte game. I think tonight he has more triple-double potential once again. OG Anobi, I love this play, the PRA, but I really like him for points and rebounds. Reason why, look at what he's been doing on points. His PRA is at 22 and a half. His points and rebounds is at 20 and a half. He can get you 20 and a half just off of points alone. And he's been rebounding the ball much better recently, getting between 4 to 6 rebounds. Go ahead and sign me up for OG Anubi tonight for 20 and a half on the over for points and rebounds. I like that play a lot. Here's what blowout alert is showing us. Obviously, it shows you the thermometer. It thinks that Tatum's going to go under here in a game where it's going to be super competitive. He may go under here, but I do like Tatum for a big game tonight, so I'm not going to play the under on anything on Tatum personally. I will stay away from his PRA. But I do like this OG Anobi play here on the PRA or on just his rebounds and points as well. Keta, Keta should have a decent game. I think you can look to Keta for anywhere between 8 to 10 rebounds. Same things with Towns. 10 to 12 rebounds for Towns should be in play. Um, and then lastly, let's go on over to Brunson. We all like to take Brunson for points. His points have been down as of late. He hasn't been hitting it as well. But his steals, man, every game he's getting a couple steals. Like if I was you, I would look at Jalen Brunson for 2 steals tonight. There's a chance that they turn the ball over a little bit. The Celtics, being in Madison Square Garden, having the crowd involved, that type of environment. I would look at Jalen Brunson for assists as well as um, as well as steals. So look here, guys. His assists, he's been on fire. He has just been exceeding 6 assists all season. This is not a Jalen Brunson we've seen. They have his rebounds and his assist line at 9.5 last time I checked. Even if it's at 10.5, I would take the over on it. His average line has been around 6.5, 7.5, 6.5 for assists. He's been killing that line. Now, if you can go grab his rebounds and assists, and they have it anywhere between 9.5 to 10.5, I would go grab it. He's been hitting that line pretty easily and pretty steadily. I know here he's missed it a couple times. He's about hitting it at about a 50% rate, but overall for the season, he's at a 64% hit rate. That's a great number when it comes to gambling. If you can ever be around 70% on anything when it comes to sports betting, yeah, go for it. Rebounds, assists. I saw it earlier at 9.5. I took it. You should too. Go find it on whatever book and hit that. Jalen Brunson over 9.5 rebounds and assists. All right. That's where I'm at, guys. +5 on the Celtics. And then once again, I said I like the Heat for +3.5, even though our data on blowout is showing us this. Now, remember, guys, if you see the little alarm, which we don't have today, this is going to be a great slate. We don't have any blowout alerts. Even this game here with the bums of the Pacers and the Nets, it is giving us the trigger. Hey, it's not going to be a blowout. It'll be a competitive game. I know they're in Brooklyn, but I think the Pacers get it done here tonight. They get a win. They cover the 2.5. Give me the Pacers. I'm not going to get into that game, and I'm not going to get into this game either. I like the Bulls. I like the Pacers. Um, but here we go. We're going to wrap up this little quick video here for Blowout Alert uh, with these last 2 games here, the Rockets and the 76ers. I like the 76ers +6 today. I know that Houston is a very good team at home. They have a 28-10 record. They get most of their losses on the road, as you can see, with a 22-19 record. Philly, they're about average. They go both ways. 22-18 at home, 21-18 on the road. Fairly even team. Home court doesn't make a difference to them. But I will tell you, I like Edgecombe tonight, and they have him flagged for a prop down here as well, I believe. Look at this here: points and rebounds, 20.5. Reason being is let's take a quick look at this VJ Edgecombe data. Hit rate here, guys. Just off of points and rebounds, he's hitting that over the last 10 at 70%. And with that said, look, 20, 25, 26, 28, 41, 35, 45. I know these were some games there without Maxi, but even here, he can get you 20 just off of points. And then his rebounds alone, he can get you some rebounds as well. Nothing crazy. He typically gets you these numbers here, the ones where he was on the underside: 5, 1, 3, and 2. That's what I expect him to have tonight, is around 3 rebounds. But what I expect out of him tonight is him to have a 18 to 22 point game. So I believe that his points are very active. Now, if you look, last 10, he has been well over his line, and his average line has been between 12 to 15 points, and he's exceeded that pretty much every single time. So, yeah, VJ Edgecombe, probably favorite player prop tonight. Paul George is another one to keep your eye on. Points and rebounds. I do think they have this inflated by just a touch. I know they say his average line is 30 30 points for rebounds and assist, or points and rebounds. But For me, I would rather see this thing at 24.5, but this is still a very good play, very solid. If you want to look at Paul George, he has been playing well, but the problem is the points have been down. He needs to get a lot of rebounds, and that's just not who he is. He doesn't do this. He doesn't get 13 rebounds a lot. He doesn't 4, 5, sometimes 6. That's his ceiling's kind of 6 in my opinion. So he needs to have a 20-point game for that line to be valid. I think he can get 20 tonight, and I think he does. I think he does have a 20-point game. That's why I don't hate this line, but I would like to see it more around 24.5 if he was to miss getting 5 to 6 rebounds. It would bring his ability to hit that line a lot more into play. But yeah, that's a couple spot plays there for you out of that game. Quentin Grimes is another one you might want to look at with points and assists. Obviously last game, 23 minutes, Maxey and all those boys back in the lineup. He lost some minutes, lost some play. But yeah, that's still a line. He can get you 10 points just off of, he can get you 10 just off of points. So if you give me the assist as well for him to get me an edge where he can go 7 and get me 4 assists and clear it, I like that as well. So yeah, Quentin Grimes, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George. I am on the side of the 76ers tonight +6. Reed Shepard's another one you might want to take a look at with PRA at the over 19.5. I like that play a lot. I like Reed Shepard for 3 threes tonight. But once again, I just told you guys where I stood, and it's going to be 76ers +6. All right. Down here on the injury report, really, Embiid's the only guy out on this end. Tari Eason's somebody to keep an eye on because he is a big factor in that game. It does look like he will suit up. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Going into the Lakers, going into the Warriors. Warriors are a great home team, 22-18. That's why I'm going to take the Warriors tonight on the money line as well as -2.5. Home record for the Lakers are 26-13. That's where they shine. On the road, they're 24-16. They're not as good on the road. They did have that skid where they lost like 11 road games in a row. But look here. Golden State Warriors, they're without Steph Curry. Look at this injury report tonight for these guys. A ton of guys out. But to me, Santos is the factor. If Santos plays tonight, I think that this team can really play well. And I like Santos for his PRA. I really like Santos for his points and assists. And my favorite spot out of all of this tonight is probably going to be Brandon Podemski on the 4.5 rebounds on the over or his 20.5 points and rebounds. So that's 2 spots for you to look at. Brandon Podemski. Let's go in here and take a look at him. The guy gets about anywhere between 15 to 20 a game. So if you go grab his points and rebounds at 20.5 on the over, I like that a lot. He hasn't been rebounding the ball as well the last couple games as he had before, but I still see him having a really good matchup. Now let's go into the matchup here and see what he's done with the Lakers in the past. Now this is why I liked the rebound so much. Look, guys, he has rebounded over 4 rebounds more than he has missed that mark. You know, just back in February when he played 7 rebounds, 9 points. The 9 points, I don't love to see that. But once again, we'll go back over here, February 7th, 14 points, 6 rebounds. So he's rebounded the ball fairly well against them this year. Even all the way back to October, rebounded the ball really well. Scoring has been the issue for Podemski against the Lakers. I still think tonight he gets it done, but I do lean to this side here on the 4.5 rebounds on the over much more than I do on the 20.5 points and rebounds. So that's something to keep in mind. Give me the Warriors -2.5 tonight. LeBron James should have a good game. Look, this is what he did. He's a monster last game. He played. He sat out against the Thunder, but look, 39-15 at 41 years old. That's crazy. 26, 13, and 6, 31, 14, and 5. 33, 21, and 10. Like, if LeBron James keeps showing up like this, and we're not even talking about this enough, guys. Or sorry, I'm reading off his minutes here. 30, 13, 14, 21, 14, and 23. I was looking at these for a second. No, those are his minutes. But here, this line right here is the line to look at, as well as down here, this 21, 10, and 12. Like, if he shows up and plays one of those games tonight, Lakers will probably win it. But I like the scoring side of things for this young team with Draymond Green, Santos, Pat Spencer, Melton. These guys can get it done. I think these guys can outscore these 5 guys over the course of a full game, and especially being at home in Oracle. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. This is blowout alert. Look, I can show you some things, show you around. This is the elite package. If you want my elite package, you just follow the link I post on the story, post in the video. This is going to be first basket scores. Guys, 46 players that are playing tonight that have scored a basket within the first 3 minutes of the game and the last 5. This gives you a good take. So, like, if you wanted to take a first basket tonight, you could do Kevin Durant, you could do VJ Edgecombe, and you could do Keta, right? All these guys have scored the ball a couple times in the first 3 minutes of the game. Now, that's how you come up with first basket scores. How often are they getting an opportunity within the first 3 minutes? Because even if teams come out and they go 0 for 4 on their first couple attempts, somebody who scores within the first 3 minutes typically gets going and gets that first basket. So this is how we judge first baskets. It's a great tool if you are if you're a first basket better. Quarter scores, love this. This is probably one of my favorite props to play, guys. Podemski has killed it for us this year on scoring 3 points per quarter. Cooper Flag, Bam Adebayo is another guy's bounce back spot tonight. Jason Tatum. There are some really good spots for that play tonight. I am going to jump off of here. Actually, log a couple of these in right now. So, guys, that is blowout alert, man. I can show you around for days. We have really, really good data. You click on the plays, get you in here, you scroll down here, it shows you the league leaders in points, averaging 32.8, 31.6, 29 and a half. You want to go down to three-pointers. Who do we got? Let's click on plays tonight, right? So tonight we should be looking for Maxi, right? Let's take Maxi for three threes, Derek White for three threes, Jalen Brunson for two, Norman Powell for two, Reed Shepard for three. Like, we could cook up a parlay just based off of averages, or we do the 20% rule and we go, okay, we're going to give them one more extra. So Maxi for four, Derek White for four, Brunson for three, Norman Powell for three, Reed Shepard for, let's call it four, Sam Hauser for three. Like, we do that. Now we have a lotto play. This has all the information you need, guys, to make educated decisions and become a better sports bettor. It is the same data that I use when I am making my plays, when I'm looking to get an edge and figure out the why behind why I should put it in my parlay versus why I should play it straight. So with that said, guys, good fucking luck. Sign up for Blowout Alert. Become a free user if you want to explore the page a little bit. And then you can decide if you want to go elite, which I highly recommend. You get so much unlocked, so many benefits. I could show you around for days. You could click on up here and show you the props, DFS, streamer mode, simple mode. Even if you want to keep it simple and you just want it to kind of look like this right there. And guys, we did add a radio station last night, a partnership with AZ Rock Radio. You can listen to music now. They do have a little Latino flavor. I love the Latinas. I love the Latinos. Yep, that's what it is, baby. Part of my culture. But hey, guys, I'm off. I'm out. Let's get it. Let's book the one way on the ball spreads, blowout alert. Hope this information was useful. See you later.